Sunrise in Holmes County, Ohio. In thousands of homes, the clock radios sound off and the coffee makers begin to perk. But not in Roman Hirschberger's house.
We do not have coffee machines.
What about a clock radio?
I don't have a clock radio at all.
Roman Hirschberger is Amish. A retired carpenter, he spends his days teaching tourists about Amish ways at the Yoder Amish home near Millersburg. Like all Amish, he'd rather not show his face on camera while being interviewed. It's part of his church district's set of rules, or ordnung. The ordnung keeps the modern world at bay to preserve the unique Amish culture. The ordnung is why the Amish get around in horse and buggies, why they look and dress differently, why their Sunday suits don't have buttons but use hook and eyes or pins, and why they're not even connected to the national power grid.
It's not that we think the outside power is wrong, but the reason we do that way we are not tempted to get things like television, computers, and things like that.
Roman Hirschberger may not have a television or a computer in his home, but perched on the roof of his house is that most modern form of clean energy, the solar panel.
It's the cheapest way that you can have power, and it's safe. If you have someone set them up that knows what they're doing, I think it's just a great unit.
Roman's not the only one in his community to think that way. Holmes County, Ohio has more Amish than any other county in the United States, about 20,000 of the country's estimated 200,000 Amish. And everywhere you look in Holmes County, solar panels are sprouting up on Amish rooftops. New Scientist magazine estimates that 80% of Amish homes in Holmes County have at least one solar panel. The solar power is used to charge batteries which run the mandatory safety lights on their buggies, or power lights that replace dangerous gas lamps in wooden barns, maybe even run a kitchen appliance, or power an unusual light that rolls around the house to where it's needed.
Wayne and Holmes County has per capita the largest solar electric use in the entire state.
Ethan Barkoukas is the Northeast Ohio Program Manager for Green Energy Ohio, a nonprofit that promotes solar power. He says people are amazed when he shows them how readily the Amish have taken to solar power.
We see them as unsophisticated, but I think that's our ignorance of their community and what they're doing. And if you bring people from other cities to Wayne and Holmes County, their eyes would light up. They would not imagine what is going on down here.
There are 206 church districts in central Ohio alone, each making its own decisions about what technology to permit.
To the rest of society, some of the choices that were made just don't make sense at all.
Which is why you might see an Amish man from one church district driving a tractor, while another is working his team of horses across a field. In the mid-1990s, most, but not all church districts began to allow Amish businesses to use solar power.
The old order, which comprised about 75% of our Amish population, and they have, in the last few years, have adopted it very readily.
That acceptance has now crossed over to limited home use.
You come to Wayne and Holmes County and you can drive around, and practically on every street you'll see one or two panels on homes.
Ethan Barkoukas of Green Energy Ohio is reluctant to call the Amish leaders in the use of solar power.
They're leaders, and yet they don't want to be leaders. They want to sit quietly and live their own lives and not be disturbed by the outside community.
Solar panels or not, the Amish are determined to stay far behind on the technology curve.
You know, there is a sacrifice to make to have it that way. Sometimes you think, yes, it'd be nice to have all these modern things, but then soon there won't be no Amish. That's just the way it works.
Which means that should you visit Holmes County, Ohio, you may find solar panels on the houses, but not coffee makers inside them. For Forecast Earth, I'm climate expert Dr. Heidi Cullen.